Today, hi everyone. Today we are going to be looking at fractions. Fractions are one of those topics that a lot of students struggle with. In elementary school, we talk about mixed fractions, but once you're in high school, we focus on improper fractions. So let's make sure that we know how to go from a mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So first of all, whatever your denominator is for your mixed fraction, that's going to be your denominator for your improper fraction. And now we just want to know how many fourths we have. So what you want to do is you want to multiply your whole number by your denominator. So 2 times 4 is 8. So we have 8 fourths in this 2 wholes. And then you want to add this number in your numerator. So 2 times 4 equals 8. And then we want to add that extra 3 for the 3/4. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So this is 11 fourths. Okay, let's take a look at the next example. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply your whole number with your denominator. And your denominator is going to stay the same for your improper fraction, so it will be over 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. And then we want to add that 2 in our numerator. So we have 15 fifths, that would give us our 3 wholes, plus the 2 extra. So our improper fraction will be 17 over 5. Okay, now the third example is a negative mixed fraction. Now this mixes people up because they multiply -3 times 2 and then add 1. That's not what you want to do. Your improper fraction is going to be a negative fraction as well. It's going to be over 2. And then ignore that negative number. We've accounted for it over here. And only multiply your positive numbers. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 plus 1 is 7. And that's what's going on the numerator of your improper fraction. Okay, now let's do a couple examples of reducing fractions. So when you're reducing fractions, you want to be putting it into lowest terms. So you want to be looking at what is the biggest number divisible by your numerator and your denominator. So when I'm looking at this first example here, 22 over 4, I notice that they're both even numbers. So I can divide both my numerator and my denominator by 2. So that's going to give me 11 over 2. And if we do kind of like a quick double check, is there anything that we can divide that divides evenly into both 11 and 2? And the answer is no, so we know that that's going to be our lowest term. Okay, now next example, if I look at my numerator of 6, my denominator of 15, I'm thinking to myself, what divides evenly into 6 and 15? And the answer is 3. So I can divide both my numerator and my denominator by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Nothing else divides evenly into both numerator and denominator of 2 and 5. So I know that that's in lowest terms. Now, sometimes you might end up with an improper fraction that actually reduces. So here we have 12 over 3. And if we divide both the numerator and denominator by 3, we're just going to end up with 4. Or you can think of it as 12 divided by 3 is 4. Next one, when we're dealing with bigger numbers, you don't necessarily have to find the biggest number that divides evenly into both terms. You might just have to reduce twice. So both 42 and 48 are divisible by 6, but you might not notice that. Let's say that you just notice that they're both even numbers, so you want to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. So that gives us 21 over 24. And then you go, oh, actually, I can divide both my numerator and denominator by 3. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So you can actually go put your fraction into lowest terms using 2 steps if you want to. Or you could notice that 42 and 48 are both divisible by 6 and arrive directly at 7 over 8. Okay, both ways are correct. Now, for common denominators, if you are looking for a common denominator, you need to multiply both your numerator and denominator by the same value. So for example, if I wanted to find common denominators between 2/3 and 3/4, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, what numbers can I use that 3 and 4 both divide evenly into? And for this one, I'm going to make it a denominator of 12. All right, because both 3 and 4 divide evenly into 12. Now, you need to think about, okay, what did I do to get there? So I would have to multiply 3 times 4 to make it 12. So that means I'm going to have to multiply my numerator by 4 as well. So 2/3 is the same as 8 over 12. Now over here with our 3/4, same idea. What would I have to multiply 4 by to make it 12? I would have to multiply it by 3, which means I would also have to multiply my numerator by 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. So 8/12, so 3 over 4 is the same as 9/12. Okay. In our next video, we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting fractions, and we're going to be using common denominators and everything that we learned here to do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any great videos. Thanks.